Welcome back, football fans. We have our week 3 predictions for the NFL season. Week 2 was a little interesting. A lot of upsets. Don't know how I banged out 10 wins on that. Our current season record is 18-14. We're looking to make a big leap in the win column this week. Starting with tonight's football game, we have the New York Jets taking on the New England Patriots. The spread for this game is 6 in favor of the Jets. I think this game could get a little interesting. New England is doing something in the league a lot of other teams aren't doing. They're protecting the ball, they're holding on to it, they're not turning it over. They're playing really good football right now. But the Jets are in desperate need of a win. Not saying they didn't win last week, but they have a grueling schedule coming up. They really, really need to get this win against the New England Patriots. The difference in this game, I think the Patriots are going to shut down the run game. I think Garrett Wilson absolutely has to arrive and win this game. I'm still going with the Jets. One thing I will tell you is I would not be surprised by a New England upset. I think tonight's game is going to be really good. And the cool thing about this website is it's going to predict the score for you 28-16. It's going to be a lot closer than that. Next, we have the New York Giants and the Cleveland Browns. Talk about a team with, I'm assuming, a coach on the hot seat, a quarterback on the hot seat. Can we talk about how Devin Singletary looked like Saquon Barkley last week? The way he was cutting in and out of the holes was absolutely ridiculous. I was like, is Saquon back in New York? What's going on? It was absolutely insane. You love to see it. You love to see him thriving. They get a loss again last week against a division rival in the Commanders. I thought they were going to win that game. Something made me think they were going to win that game. Hey, don't get me wrong. I predicted the Commanders to win. But the New York Giants they're just not clicking. I don't know what's the disconnect, but they're just not clicking in certain scenarios. The Cleveland Browns, about to get back on track, about to be 2-1. Deshaun Watson's going to be looking good. I mean, it's the Giants. Everyone's going to be looking good against the Giants. The run game is going to be there, the defense. I mean, Myles Garrett might have 4 sacks this game. I'm not even going to lie to you. Give me the Cleveland Browns. And what's crazy is this game's predicted to be closer than the New England and Jets game. So that's 22-19. It's probably going to be 40-7. Just personal opinion. Next, we have the Chicago Bears taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis? Indianapolis. Am I saying that right? Am I saying that right? It just sounds weird rolling off the tongue. The 0-2 Colts taking on the 1-1 Chicago Bears. I don't care what you say. Caleb Williams is going to be a dog in the league. Worst O-line I've ever seen. You got linemen letting pass rushers just run trying to touch him. Just trying to chip block him a little bit. Just touch him on the shoulder. They're not even getting that done. The right side of that line looks absolutely abysmal. I don't know who the right guard is or the right tackle. You're probably not playing in the NFL too much longer because y'all look absolutely terrible. You're costing the team with false starts. The Bears have a really, really good defense. They have a really, really good special teams. DeAndre Swift robbed the Bears. He's a terrible running back. Actually, I'm not even going to say that. Swift might not even be a bad running back. The O-line is just that terrible. I don't know how you get worse at O-line from what you already had. Anyways, they're taking on the Colts, who have a quarterback who has the worst completion rating in the league. 49% of his passes completed. Anthony Richardson is a boom or bust guy. You're either going 60 or you're not completing the pass. It's kind of crazy. They're going to have to rely a lot on Jonathan Taylor this game. They're going to have to get his underneath game and his short passes going. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if he just needs to start running more again. Something has to give with the Indianapolis Colts. You have to think Anthony Richardson is on a short leash. This team, did they make playoffs last year or did they miss because Gardner Minshew couldn't complete that pass? I can't remember. They were this close to playoffs with Gardner Minshew. So you have to think Anthony Richardson is on a very short leash. Give me the Chicago Bears. 32-18 is ridiculous. Next, we have the Houston Texans, the 2-0 undefeated Houston Texans taking on the 2-0 undefeated Minnesota Vikings. uh, this is probably one of the better games of the week. The Texans are firing on all cylinders. The Vikings are firing on all cylinders. I think in the end, it's just going to come down to who is the better quarterback, and CJ Stroud is the better quarterback. Minnesota has the better receiver. I think Minnesota, I don't know if Joe Mixon's going to play or not. Minnesota could have the better run game. I think CJ Stroud is going to go out there. He's going to control the ball. He's going to control the game. I could see Minnesota edging it out. I'm going with the Houston Texans to go up 3-0. Next, we have Philly and New Orleans Saints. Now, this game is going to be wild. This is the same. I keep saying this is someone's getting fraud checked this week every time the Saints play somebody. The Saints are either going to be 2-1 or Philly's going to be 2-1. I think that Philly has a really big problem in Jalen Hurts. And it sucks to say that. I said last week, if Jalen Hurts can just hold on to the ball and not turn it over, Philly's going to win a lot of games. He has 3 turnovers thus far. Actually, probably more because I think he's fumbled the ball. He has 3 interceptions in 2 games. Now, you could say last week wasn't his. He had pressure in his face. I don't know. Bad throw, intercepted, game over, ball game, done. Philly loses, Falcons win. I think if he can, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. If Jalen Hurts can just hold on to the ball and not turn it over, they should beat the Saints. I say that, but it's a little different this week. The Saints are out here scoring on every offensive possession they have. The defense for the Philadelphia Eagles is going to have to step up. I already don't think Jalen Hurts can keep up with the Saints, but if the Saints start bombing you 60 yards downfield, if Alvin Kamara starts absolutely torching your run game, we kind of saw their run game getting torched by Bijan Robinson. I'm going New Orleans Saints on this one. I'm doing it. I'm going Saints going up 3-0. I said last year, and this was when they had an easier schedule. I was like, I really think the Saints have a good team. I think they can win 12, 13, 14, 15 games. Now, did that happen? No. What's happening this year? They got a full camp. Alvin Kamara from the start. The team is looking good. Give me the New Orleans Saints. Next, we have the 2-0 Chargers against the 2-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. It is fraud check season. Now, I don't particularly think either of these teams are super good. The thing I think the Chargers have over the Steelers is, one, a way better quarterback. Justin Fields is doing a good job not turning the ball over. He cannot score. He cannot score touchdowns. I think Justin Herbert's going to go out there. He's going to score touchdowns. They're going to get the run game going. Per usual, the Chargers, as I said last week, have an identity. Run the ball. Dobbins is an absolute dog on an absolute insane comeback season. And now the Pittsburgh defense is a little different. They're going to hit you hard. They're going to hit you fast. And they're going to hit you a lot. Dobbins is going to have to eat through that. This is going to be Dobbins' real first test back from injury. But you start hitting him, you already got Quentin Johnston eating. Thank God. Traded for him in fantasy football. Get him going. Get Ladd McConkey going. You control the possession of the ball. You control the time of the game. I see the Chargers coming out on top. I'm not going to lie. Next, we have the Denver Broncos taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, this is a gimme. Bucs are going up 3-0. Bo Nix is looking, I don't want to say lost. I think he's looking like a solid quarterback. I think he's looking like a solid quarterback on a terrible football team. The wide receiver core is just not there. There's no run game. They can't get anything going. The defense isn't that great. The defense is getting exposed time and time again. Tampa Bay firing on all cylinders. The running back room is looking solid. The wide receiver core, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, timeless. Timeless wide receivers. You have McMillan absolutely cooking, rookie wide receiver, doing amazing to start the year. Tampa Bay is just by far the better team in this scenario. They're going up 3-0. Shout out Baker Mayfield, one of my most favorite quarterbacks in the league. Next, we have Green Bay and the Tennessee Titans. Revenge game. Malik Willis in his return to Tennessee. Woo! Playing against the guy they went and got to replace him in Will Levis. This is a revenge game if I've ever seen one before. And Green Bay's just a better team. Will Levis isn't, he's not the answer for Tennessee. He's making insane, stupid decisions, turning the ball over, and quite literally, you never really see a single guy lose a game for a football team. Will Levis is losing games for the Tennessee Titans. And I thought the run game for the Titans looked great week 1. They just can't get the pass game going because their quarterback keeps making terrible decisions. Now, Green Bay, on the other hand, they just need Malik Willis to go out there, not turn the ball over, play good football, make some reads, make some passes. The run game needs to get going. Defense is going to handle it on their end against the Titans. Give me Green Bay. Give me Green Bay against the Titans. Green Bay going up 2-1. Malik Willis in a banger revenge game. Ooh, the 0-2 Carolina Panthers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders, but the Raiders are not getting the same Panthers we've seen over the last 2 weeks. They're getting Andy Dalton, a seasoned veteran in this game. The Panthers are about to look a lot different. And I mean a lot different. Andy Dalton's going to be out there making connections. Adam Thielen's not going to be on the field frustrated. I don't know how the defense looks. My gosh. I really want to go with the Panthers on this one. Just to be different. Can this be our upset of the week? Are we calling a Panthers upset of the week right now? I'm calling a Panthers upset of the week. Give me the Carolina Panthers beating the Las Vegas Raiders. That's my upset of the week, guys. Y'all lock me in on that. I'm liking it. I'm liking how it looks. I like Andy Dalton. This might be biased. I like the Raiders too. I like Gardner Minshew. Carolina is not losing 16 games this year. And I think this is 17. I think this is one of their best ways to a victory. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins taking on the undefeated Seattle Seahawks. Super unfortunate for Tua Tagovailoa going on IR. Gonna have to go talk to a neurologist? Got a lot of options, on the table right now for him. It's not looking good for the Miami Dolphins. You got Skylar Thompson out there who has some playoff experience. He's played in some big games. I think he's a solid backup quarterback. But man, the way the Seattle Seahawks are playing right now, they're flying on defense. I don't want to say holding on to the ball because Gino loves to throw picks. They're playing good on offense. They're playing amazing on defense. Might I say, and I've said it last week, I didn't say it the week before because I didn't know how it was going to look. Legion of Boom-esque. Hey, I said it. I'm not going to harp on this one too long. I could see Miami coming out, grinding it out on the run, and getting a dub. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks on this one to go up 3-0. Ooh, a little close game, 25-21. Next, we have the Detroit Lions taking on the Arizona Cardinals. This is a very important game for both teams. Arizona won last week, Lions lost last week. Both teams desperately need to get back in the win column. And I know everyone's thinking, oh, it's just week 3. This is two playoff teams potentially facing off against each other that could see each other in the playoffs. Detroit needs to fix their defense. There is something wrong on defense. They're going to zone and they're getting absolutely torched. Arizona needs to keep their offense rolling. They keep that offense rolling, they're going to be cruising through the year with a hot offense, a solid defense. The sky is the limit for them. Early in the year, I had predicted them to win the division. And we're kind of seeing that fall into place. 49ers, Debo hurt. Christian McCaffrey hurt. We don't know how the team's going to look this coming week. All these major injuries. They could still look great. The Arizona Cardinals need to win as many games as possible before the 49ers get back healthy, because the 49ers are going to get upset some. I what do I think about this? You got Trey McBride going. You got the run game going. Detroit has the run game going. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think this might be one of the closer games of the week. I am personally going the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals. 33-26. I can see that game looking like that. I can absolutely see that game looking like that. Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys. The 0-2 Baltimore Ravens taking on the 1-1 Dallas Cowboys. Dallas coming off a absolute belt to, you can fill in the rest, game against the Saints last week. Get blown out, 44-19? What are the Ravens about to do to the Cowboys? I think they're very similar teams. Both have good defenses. Both have good offenses. The X factor here is Lamar Jackson is just, and it's not even arguable. It's not art. You can't even argue it. Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback. Lamar Jackson in a better conference has more wins against better teams, playoff teams, than Dak Prescott in a worse conference has against playoff teams. So Lamar Jackson's been here. He's done this. He knows how to play against good teams. Dak struggles against good teams. And don't get me started on how Lamar Jackson absolutely owns the NFC. I think the Ravens are coming out on top this week. Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Los Angeles Rams. None of us will probably tune into this game. One, I think the 49ers probably still win this. They're banged up. The Rams are even more banged up. You got your 2-star wide receivers on IR. Your O-line is down to 4th string O-linemen. They're getting absolutely torched. This game's not even going to be competitive. The 49ers are going to hold on to the ball. They're going to go to what they know best. Brock Purdy's going to drive that bus per usual, all the way in the end zone for a dub. Give me the San Francisco 49ers. Next, we have the Chiefs and the Falcons. The 2-0 Chiefs taking on the 1-1 Falcons. Falcons pulling out a massive, grueling dub against the Philadelphia Eagles. That's why I think this game could be, and let me know if you've heard this on this video, interesting. The Falcons, I think, are a team you just can't count out. They were getting the run game going. They were getting the pass game going. The defense, the defense looks amazing. If they can just pressure Patrick Mahomes, I think the difference in this is Patrick Mahomes doesn't leave a lot of meat on the bone when it comes to offensive drives. I feel like Kirk Cousins, takes a little bit, he starts a little slow. You can't start slow against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Chiefs are taking this one. Next, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Buffalo Bills. Trevor Lawrence is in need of a win desperately. I don't know what's wrong over in Jacksonville. They're losing close games. Trevor Lawrence has to go out there and get it done. Now, do I think he's going to go out there and get it done against the Buffalo Bills? Time will tell. Buffalo's defense played amazing last week. I don't think Buffalo's defense is that good. I don't think Buffalo's defense is that good. I think they were playing Tua turn the ball over and the Miami Dolphins. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to hold on to the ball. I think he's going to start feeding all his receivers. I think we're going to see a rejuvenated Trevor Lawrence this week. I think he knows getting a little crazy out there in Jacksonville. Need a dub desperately. I'm going Jacksonville over Buffalo. Now, don't get me wrong. Every time I pick against Buffalo, they go out there and Josh Allen has a 4-touchdown game. Jacksonville's defense has to stop this big behemoth from getting out of the pocket and running around. I know that sounds easy when you say it, and it's hard to do it. Something's got to give. Got to figure something out. I think Jacksonville comes out on top. And last but not least, we have the Washington Commanders taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, we know Joe Burrow is historically bad the first 2 weeks of the season. And that's yearly. It happens. I think Washington looks really good. I had Washington taking second place in the division. I think that the run game with Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler is amazing. You let Brian Robinson grind out the tough yards, Austin Eckler is either running it or taking it for a swing for some crucial yards. You have your rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, holding onto the ball, running it when he needs to, passing it when he needs to, looking like a really, really solid quarterback. And the defense is playing pretty good football. Now, they barely beat the Giants last week. I think this team has a lot to improve on. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals are 0-2. Joe Burrow doesn't like that. Jamar Chase doesn't like that. T. Higgins is practicing this week. The defense hopefully doesn't like being 0-2. I think this is their opportunity to make a statement and get back on the board with a win. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals. That is our official week 3 predictions. If you don't agree with some of these predictions, let me know who and why down in the comments. Let's run through our winners one last time. Give me the Jets, give me Cleveland, give me Chicago, give me Houston, give me the Saints, give me the Chargers, give me Tampa Bay, Green Bay, give me the Panthers. Y'all heard it here first. Give me Seattle, give me the Cardinals, give me the Ravens, 49ers, Chiefs, Jags, and last but not least, give me the Cincinnati Bengals. Like I said, let me know what you do agree with. Let me know what you don't agree with. Let me know your upset of the week down in the comments. Don't forget, like and follow.